Good morning, my weekend wanderers, and welcome to Weekend Morning Sips Coffee Break. So, where are you hiking out to this morning? Got your boots on? Are you bringing your dog along? Because today's story is one tail-wagging misadventure you won't want to miss. Let's hope your outing goes better than the Derailed Duo, a hit-and-run bicycle story that starts on page 164 of Beyond the Map's Edge. This chapter is part comedy, part cautionary tale, and absolutely full of scattered, high-speed clues all tied up in a bow. So, where are you hiking out to this morning? Got a trail picked? A river to follow? Or maybe you're just heading to the backyard with a cup of ambition and your favorite dog in tow? Speaking of dogs, are you bringing yours? Let's hope your day goes better than the last guy who tried to out-hike his Labrador and ended up 3 miles off course, chasing after a squirrel and questioning all his life decisions. But hey, that's the adventure, right? Whether you're hiking up into the Rockies, wandering your local forest loop, or just pacing the kitchen trying to remember where you left your boots, this morning's about movement, mindfulness, and maybe, just maybe, spotting something hidden in plain sight. So pour that second cup, clip the leash, and keep an eye out for cairns, creek crossings, or clues from the universe. Who knows? Today might just be the day you find more than wildflowers. And if you're staying in, that's cool too. We've got fresh pages to flip, maps to stare at, and plenty of beyond the map's edge riddles to spiral into. Either way, you showed up, and that's what matters. So breathe deep, sip slow. And remember, some of the best trails start right at the bottom of your mug. See you out there. Mitt begins. Tucker, my four-legged shadow, he was my constant in a world spinning ever more wildly off its axis. I mean, who can't relate to that line? Right away, we've got two metaphors that may be more literal than we think. Shadow and axis. Could this be a pointer to the north-south compass line again? Remember, Tucker isn't just a good boy. He's one of Justin's key compass points. Then we get this setup. The setup was pure mad scientist, a spring steel contraption married to my bike, a rope dancing between us. Mad scientist? I did a whole video about Frankenstein and the Montana electrical wizard who inspired the lab gear. Did you catch that one? But let's keep going. The rope is dancing, another dance reference, and he uses the word married, which could tie back to previous references to her, to the bride, and to the dance of the journey itself. Justin's version of biking with a dog, much more advanced than mine. He's got a harness and a helmet. I've got a leash and a prayer. But what stands out here isn't just the humor, it's the location mystery. He writes, every day after work, Tucker and I would vanish into the forest trails, always on foot at first, but lately my bicycle had become our chariot. But he doesn't say where. No state, no specific forest. So we're left wondering, where's the trailhead? And then this line, I once clocked Tucker at 40 miles per hour. Is that just a flex on his dog's cardio? Or is 40 miles per hour a sign, a clue, a speed limit we're supposed to recognize? Think about roads and trail signs that cap out at 40. Could be a back road, a trail crossing, or even part of a Forest Service road system. One of my favorite lines. Sometime before I'd even lean into a turn at a trail crossing, Tucker would shift his weight like a dancer, anticipating his partner's next move. It's not just beautiful writing, it's choreographed, like a map, like Morse code. He even uses that phrase, reading the Morse code of my muscles. Think about that. Morse code, dance steps, trail crossings. That's more than imagery. It could be a breadcrumb trail made of symbols and rhythm. So where does this all take us? This chapter might seem like a break from the hunt, but it's not. It's a mirror showing us how Justin moves, how he navigates, how he bonds with his compass companion. Shadow, axis, rope, dance, Morse, 40 miles per hour. Each word a footprint in the dirt if you're reading with your eyes wide open. Okay, that's a lot of clues packed into one sentence. Let's unpack it together. Turn at a trail crossing. Yep, loud and clear. That's not a metaphor. That's trail language. And paired with vanish into the forest? Yeah, We're being told exactly what to do. Then, 40 miles per hour. At first it feels like a brag about Tucker's cardio, but now I'm thinking, that's a signpost. 40 miles per hour is a rural road limit. That's the kind of place where you park the car, walk past the gate, and look for the turn at a trail crossing. And then we hit that word, weight. What kind of weight? The weight of gold? Justin has mentioned the weight of the chest before. Something around 60 pounds, if I remember right. In the 60-pound weight are two numbers meant to anchor our solve. Could be math, could be a mile marker, could be a coordinate clue, and then the real mind twister, reading the Morse code of my muscles. Morse code? Is that poetic? Or is it literal? Because if it's literal, that might mean the clues are broken into dots and dashes, or long and short words, or even visuals hidden in the way things move, like in the Netflix documentary scenes where he gestures or types. If that's a cipher, then it's a good one. Because it's not typed, it's felt. Tucker knew where to turn before the turn came. The question is, do we park the car, walk the forest trail, turn at the crossing, feel the weight, follow the code? The clues aren't random. They're rhythmic, like a dance, or Morse, or a trail whispering to you before you even see the bend. So whether you're heading to a trail, a dog park, or just back to the pages of the book, keep an eye out for the subtle shifts, the tugs on the rope, the dance of direction. Because as Tucker knew before the turn even came, sometimes the trail reveals itself before you're ready to see it. Stay safe, stay caffeinated, and keep following your instincts. This weekend's just getting started. See you on the trail, friends. Okay, I've had my second cup, maybe my third, because this next section, it's where the clues start falling like pine needles on a fast trail. Let's jump back in. He'd glide into the curve as if he'd already mapped the geography. Map the geography, alignment, synchronicity. That's not just Tucker's intuition. That's a treasure hunting directive. He's telling us, you'd better start mapping, not just reading, but overlaying trails, rivers, roads, forest crossings. And then this line, his tail wagging like a metronome set to allegro. Okay, this is a major clue drop. If you missed our metronome episode, we already connected this idea to rhythm, pacing, and timing. But allegro, that's fast, that's musical tempo, and maybe that's geographic tempo. Is it a trail's rhythm, a pacing clue? Is there a landmark or area named Allegro, or one that references musical beats, symphonies, or concert halls? And again, metronome equals measuring time and distance, a potential cipher, a GPS pacing tool. Maybe the timing of where you walk is just as important as where you walk. Then we get to a bold one. All that was left was the trail ahead. We'd face it in synchronized stride. He's telling us, look for the trail, but not just any trail, the one that aligns with your own inner compass. One that reflects back all this symbolism, shadows, water, guardianship, tempo. Then, bam, we're hit with Dante's Inferno. Not just a passing phrase. This is deep mythology, 9 circles of hell. Dark woods, 3 beasts. Guides sent from a higher force. Justin says he fled what could be called the Dante's Inferno of apartment living, and then immediately enters a trail, a forest, and walks forward with his guide, Tucker. Are we supposed to make this parallel literally? Because if so, maybe this chapter represents Justin's own descent and rebirth, and that journey is our trailhead. And let's not forget, the divine comedy ends not in hell, but in paradise. Then there's the landmarks, Tibetan monks, Swiss references, holiday mentions, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those are some big reference swings, but think about what they represent. One holiday is cold and introspective, the other, warm and shared. Together, maybe they point to 2 types of terrain or timelines. Hence we get these visuals, stretching shadows across our path. Tucker seemed to glow that day. I was looking through running water, rising from a murky pond. These are visual markers, not just emotional moments. They're things you might see on the actual walk. Shadows equals time of day. Glowing dog equals light source, reflection. Running water equals creek or stream. Murky pond equals still water landmark. Maybe the trail leads through each of these, in that exact order. And finally, the ending. We were guardians of each other's souls, bound not by spring steel, but by an unspoken promise that whatever came our way, we'd face it together. That's not just an emotional beat. That's the heart of the story. Guardianship, shadow and light, fire and water, the journey and the bond. This whole chapter isn't just a side story. It's the Trailhead Manifesto. So the next time you're out on a trail, ask yourself, are you following the map or the metronome? Are you aligned with the geography or still circling Dante's Inferno? Is your stride synced or are you still chasing shadows? Maybe the answers are already wagging their tail, ready to run 40 miles per hour into the woods if you'll just let go of the leash. Until next time, walk slow, read deep, and trust your four-legged compass.